All right, everyone. The other day during a question and answering session, Biden was asked if he thought that voters had the right to know whether he was going to pack the Supreme Court if he's elected or not. And predictably, he said, no, they don't have a right to that. Now, in a very obtuse Biden-esque way, he's essentially saying, fuck you, to his entire voting base. No, I'm not going to tell you. No, I'm not going to confirm or deny. Now, this policy of ambiguity goes well beyond the court-packing thing. Biden realizes that in this particularly hyper-partisan climate, with a schism in the Democratic Party between the leftist, progressive elements, Bernie bros and so forth, and the moderate and business Dems, he realizes that taking a strong position on anything is a losing strategy. He's actually, he's doing it to get elected, but he's doing the right thing, technically speaking. What Biden is doing is deliberately self-contradicting so that everyone who at least weakly supports him can make up their own minds about what he'll actually do if elected. He won't confirm or deny his tax plan. The elements of it are not fleshed out. He's both for and against the New Green Deal. He's for it if you're a progressive. He's against it if you're a moderate Democrat and realize that it's impossible to actually fund. He won't confirm or deny anything. He won't say whether he'll extend SCOTUS. If you're a progressive, yeah, of course I'll offset Amy Coney Barrett by putting 2 liberals on the court. Ginsburg knockoffs. If you're a moderate Democrat, no, I'm not going to rock the boat. Don't worry, I won't cause a constitutional crisis by pushing the issue. And he doesn't want to spar with members of his own potential Congress if he's elected either. The policy of Joe Biden is the policy of I'm everything you want me to be. It's like a literal cult of personality. By the way, good song. Literally, that's what he's doing. And the fact that people can't see through it because of the hyper-partisan climate convincing them Orange Man bad is actually slightly sad. If I were a potential Biden voter, I'd be asking myself, what exactly does the man stand for? Is there any real reason, unless I have Trump derangement syndrome, to believe that Biden, therefore, by proxy, is such a great guy that he's automatically going to take the right sides, according to my opinion, on every issue when he's not really made up his mind about anything? Again, he's $4 trillion in new pork spending for the new Green Deal. Carbon taxes and all sorts of developments in green energy, banning cow farts, eliminating fracking, eliminating transatlantic flight, which, by the way, the coronavirus response is largely taken care of anyway, so fucking it doesn't matter. He's for that. If you are concerned about the cost, and you say, well, what is it, $2 trillion or some insane total over several years that it's impossible to fund without massive new taxes, and or inflating the currency, or debt spending, rather, then he's against it. No. It's on my campaign website, but no, I'm not really for it. Yeah, we need environmental reform, but not that. Not what it says on my campaign website. The truth is there in black and white. If you look at what he said, for instance, at the debate with Trump, the first presidential debate, and you compare it to what is explicitly stated on his own campaign website, and which he and Harris have explicitly stated in the past in pressers, if you compare the two, it is clear he is lying. It is clear that he is contravening his own campaign website. The truth is black and white. It's right there. We have what he says. We have what's written on his official webpage. The fact is, though, that because of cognitive dissonance, most people, even if you confront them with this explicit objective material, they don't care. They literally don't care that Biden is straight up lying to them. Either his campaign website's telling you a lie, or he in the debate told you a lie. When he says, I'm not going to tell you whether I pack the courts, well, it's an either-or thing. And he won't refine what he's saying about it. He won't give his real views. Again, I understand that it's just for political purposes. But having that kind of ambiguity at a time when you have a shaky economy and a pandemic to worry about and various diplomatic quarrels around the world, I just don't think that's a great idea. This is why if Biden is elected, I expect it to be a tumultuous and largely negative presidency. I do not expect great things for the economy. Certainly I'm paying more. He will raise your taxes by letting the tax cuts expire that Trump unwisely decided not to make permanent, I suppose. The Republicans sort of balk at these things. Again, you give them a foot, they'll take an inch. Biggest problem with the Republicans. They don't go far enough. The Democrats go too far, and then they hang themselves with the rope that they've been given. Biden literally is an empty vessel. Again, he's a steward candidate. He is essentially the happy, smiling, moderate-friendly old white dude face that's masking basically a deep state cabal of sleazy corporate pigs and warhawks. That's basically who'd be running the show on a Biden under a Biden presidency. But he can't tell you whether he's going to pack SCOTUS. He wants you to believe what you want to believe. If you support that, he wants you to think that he will. And he'll wink and nudge at you and say, haha, how about that Amy Coney Barrett? The court packing can happen. If you're a moderate and you realize how terrible an idea that is and how it would come to bite the Democratic Party in the ass down the road, especially in the midterms, and probably lead to a Republican supermajority in the House and Senate and every fucking state house, leading to his removal from office, potentially in the process, and the reduction of the court back to its proper size, by the way, could happen. If you're a moderate and you think that's a bad idea, then he wants you to think that he's against it. That's the real reason he won't confirm or deny. Don't worry, I'm just screwing the progressives over there. My own feeling, if I go by my gut instinct, if he's elected, my gut instinct is he won't pack the court. Based on prior statements that he's made during more cerebral times, and those are decreasingly common with Joe Biden because of his dementia. Just saying. Based on that, and based on the idea that expanding the court, number one, requires more than just the president to, at a whim, say, well, I'm adding more court justices. It's more complex than that. There are various hurdles to cross. And there are a lot of Democrats that are resistant. No Republican would be in favor. A lot of Democrats wouldn't be in favor. It would kind of be asinine for Biden to attempt it. It would be less asinine to simply try to keep the court from taking up cases by wooing Roberts, who obviously is in the pocket of the deep state anyway, based on his decision-making in the past. They call him the swing judge. He's the pivotal judge on the court, the Chief Justice. No, really what he is a sellout that doesn't appear to fully understand or care about the Constitution. But that being said, I don't know. It's better when SCOTUS is slow anyway. The Senate's supposed to operate that way. The Senate is supposed to slow things down. It's the reason we have a bicameral legislative system instead of a unicameral one. It's just popular vote and representation at the House level. Things get messy. There's a reason why most civilized nations have instituted a two legislative system, double legislature. But Biden doesn't think you have the right to know what he's going to decide. Or at least that's what he's stating. Really, he can't answer the question. I almost feel sorry for him because he is in a paradoxical situation where anything that he says will piss large swaths of the Democratic electorate off and lose him the election. But he has to openly and avowedly state that he's not going to tell you jack shit, just ignore to get elected. Don't you think that maybe that's a sign of a larger problem within the politics of the U.S., especially within the Dem Party? Of the struggle between these two dipoles within the party, the extreme left, and people who tend to lean arguably to the right on many fiscal issues. Oh yeah, I'm very progressive, just don't take my money. That's half the Democratic Party. It's the sane half. The insane half, unfortunately, doesn't like that idea. They want sweeping change at a frenetic pace. They're basically the post-Occupy people. They're not going to get their way. Even, I believe, under a Biden presidency, it'll be like Obama. Obama promised similar things. Never closed Gitmo. He didn't go after fracking. He threw billions to corporations. He waged war. He really didn't do any of the progressive things that he claimed he wanted to champion. Do you think that Joe Biden will be any different? No, he'll be exactly the same as his mentor, Obama. That's about all. Peace out.